sports reporter thinks it's about king time.
There's more where that came from.
We're back, episode 3. Thanks to everybody who has taken the time to listen to the first and second episodes of Over the Line Sports. If you guys would do me a favor there as listeners, if you could subscribe and enjoy, comment, let me know where I can change some things, and yeah, please, thank you. Joined in today by Sean Buckley, my older brother. Sean was a goalie for many years, playing mainly in the western states from age 16 to 21. He's practiced with the Winterhawks, tried out for a BCHL team, and was also on the watch list for the Edmonton Oilers. So, Sean, welcome.
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Yeah, thanks for taking time out of your busy lifestyle to join us.
Of course. It's always a good time here.
Oh, yeah. I know we're a little hard to find here in the back alley of Southeast Division, but I'm glad Google Maps didn't fuck you over too bad there. So.
Yeah, it's fun. It's tough. It's tough.
It's a tough
Put
drive.
on your big boy pants and get her going.
That's how we do it.
Yeah.
So again, thanks for being on. You are the first person that I am going to be interviewing. Background, all hockey, very much hockey. So the first question, being in Oregon particularly, it's not a huge market for younger, juniors, squirts, mites to play hockey. How did you start, especially in the 90s? The primary thing, football, baseball, basketball. So how'd you find hockey?
Honestly, I remember, I think I went skating when I was like 2 or 3 years old with our uncle. And then ever since that day, I told Dad grew up playing hockey, and I was like, I want to try and play hockey. And it really just came out of nowhere, and, started playing when I was 4. Yep, every day, 5 a.m. games every weekend. Dad always just fucking
that's a
waking
tough
up
schedule.
Early and drinking that coffee. And
coffee at 4 years old, fuck yeah.
Fuck, I mean, gotta wake up, put on half the gear in the living room.
Sure.
And put on the skates at the rink.
Yeah, and growing up, it's one of those sports where even as you're, 5, 6, 7, 8, the travel requirements are fucking weird. They're crazy. Yeah. I mean, you're going everywhere.
Yeah, I remember just being young. Probably, I think I played mites. There was a mite all-star team, and we traveled to, we'd go to Eugene. We'd go up to Seattle. I don't think we went to Canada that young, but we were always going somewhere because there's no one else to really go play.
Right. And I went on a couple of those trips when I was younger. I remember Colorado, Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Went on a lot of Seattle trips. But the time constraint it takes out of you being young, it kind of plays a pivotal role in you don't really have time and it's weird, you don't really have time to hang out with buddies or make friends because you're always traveling.
It's
even
true.
Young.
But it just turns into a second family.
Sure.
I never I had life outside of hockey in elementary school, middle school, but not like I did with hockey. I had all my buddies, all of them were on the hockey team. I had my school friends, but I never really, hung out with them really. I was always busy. Yeah. Practice every day after school, and then, pretty much gone every single weekend.
Sure.
Every other Friday missing school because, here we had nobody to really play here. And,
right.
We had to travel a lot more than other teams. We're not, we don't have a team, 50 miles up the road to go and play against. So, we're in Canada every other weekend.
Yeah.
But I don't regret those are the greatest times.
Oh yeah,
those
I can imagine.
Road trips, driving everywhere. You got to see places that nobody else really gets to see.
Sure.
And yeah, it was definitely a different lifestyle growing up, but
Yeah.
I honestly think it's one that more people should get involved in because you just get to see so much more of the world.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you don't get that.
Well, even now, still in the age we're in, hockey in Oregon is still not. It's still not. I mean, it might be bigger, but the market still hasn't expanded to where, kids are saying, "I want to go play hockey."
No. I mean, and they're definitely one of my buddies. He's running like a bunch of hockey schools up in Vancouver, and he's doing everything he can to make it bigger, and it's growing. It seems like it's bigger than it was.
Yeah,
I think in Seattle, the NHL team up there, I think it will kind of stir the pot a little bit and just kind of get a little more known. But even up in Seattle, I mean, it's a lot bigger than it is here. I mean, I remember growing up, we didn't have that many kids, so half the time there was either an A team or a B team. There wasn't like a AAA, AA, single A, and B team. So we have a quarter of the players, but
you make do with what you got.
I mean, we did pretty well. I mean, I remember that some of those teams I played for, we definitely made some noise.
And that's that's all you can ask for, especially as a small team from Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
Just to kind of make yourself known. And you did. I mean, I think mostly you were pretty well known when, I mean, maybe not initially, but when you guys got done with the tournaments, who's that short little guy playing goalie?
Yeah.
And that's all you can really ask for. Of all the trips you took, not when you were into juniors, but as a younger player, do you have a favorite one that stood out? I remember you guys played a team from Japan, but they came to you.
Correct.
You didn't go to them.
Yeah, that was cool. It's something I'll definitely not fucking forget, because one of those kids, we went to Panda Express and he dummied the floaty in the parking lot. And we were like little 10-year-olds, and this kid was just, dude, this kid just ripped through this thing, and I was like, well, fucking right. Let's go get some orange chicken, eh?
Right.
But honestly, probably growing up, before juniors, probably I don't know. There was always a really cool Chilliwack was really cool. I remember the hotel because they had like a big indoor pool, and it was like a jungle, and so I remember that, and I remember just always those tournaments were always we were playing against the best teams in Canada usually. Sure. We were playing the AAA major teams, and there was always we were always in over our heads, but that's how you get better, and I think that's honestly how we had as well as we did, because fuck, you come in the underdog, right? They're not gonna, we have nothing to lose, everything to gain. They have everything to lose and nothing to gain.
Right. Is that misconception of Canadian teams being the best, does that hold true? Have there been teams that you played not in Canada that you're good fuck, these guys are fucking good?
Oh yeah. I mean, not around here, up in the Midwest, it's definitely a lot bigger. Like, it's not even comparable. But, down in California, even when I remember we played Las Vegas when they had Jason Zucker on the team, and we lost. I think we lost 3-1, and he had all 3 goals. Fuck me. My dad gave me the DVD like maybe a year ago, and I watched it, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. This kid, I mean, it was just unbelievable. But then, we would play LA Hockey Club, and I remember the California Wave. I don't even know if they're around anymore. They might have joined in with another California team, but those teams they were just as good. LA Hockey Club had Matt Nieto, Emerson Edom, and
those guys in the NHL.
Shane Sooth, I think, is the other kid's name. I'm not sure where he was playing, but they all went on and played. Yeah, 2 of them are in the NHL. Yeah, I know. They all 3 went to play at least major, junior, D1. And, they're all making noise. And Jason Zucker, as you know, he's just a fucking beauty. He's just he's doing so much cool shit over there, and it's pretty crazy. I mean, kid from Las Vegas, and he's I was actually on his team in select camp, and the kid was just filthy. It was I was like, what the fuck?
One of the things I've noticed more about hockey than most other major sports is if you're not from a certain area, or a certain, if you're not Canadian, for example, there is weird restrictions on how many imports teams can carry. And I remember one of the things when you tried out for the BCHL team, you were in British Columbia, and how many ever games was it? You had a shutout in every practice.
Yeah,
They said, yeah, fuck, good job. We have too many imports. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's just one of those things. It's, you can't do anything about it, but also it's like, well, fuck, I could have gone to some other camp.
Sure.
I had 5 other offers to go, and so from the beginning, that's the hard thing. I mean, politics plays a role in everything, and but it was obviously a great experience.
Yeah.
Me and actually the other goalie, Chad Katner, he plays at Notre Dame now, and he didn't make the team either. And him and I got a shutout in every single game. And we would go to the hotel, get in the hot tub, take a chew, and just fucking be like, dude, all right, we're doing pretty good here, hey, like, can't get much better. And then, you go into the final interview when they tell you made it or not, and they basically just tell you, like, yeah, I mean, obviously you're supposed to be here, but we have too many imports, and that kind of leaves a little. At first, I was just like, well, shit, like. I could have gone and done something else, but, it was all about the experience also, and timing's a lot. Yeah. You got to get a little lucky. The timing's got to be right, and, if the timing ain't right, it doesn't matter how well you do. Besides
that lesson, do you learn anything else from that? I mean, what does it have, like a personal lesson? Like, it doesn't matter, maybe not.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, like, you learn from everything, right?
Sure.
But it's just one of those things you can't just dwell on it. You just got to go back and do better. Obviously, I could have done better at something, and you just gotta go and just define your game. And back then, it was like, yeah, hockey was, fuck, I was working out every day, and goalie lessons all the time. I was on the ice 5-6 times a week at least, and. That was it. Off ice, diet. Like I was, now I'm fucking drinking beer and fucking, throwing golf clubs and just fucking being a little bit of a degenerate. But fuck. I think all hockey players kind of have the same personality. Yeah. So I think that's why it's such a big family thing, and because everyone, even if you never play with a kid and both of you play hockey, you just automatically kind of bond.
Oh sure.
You say the same shit. You're both kind of fuckers and.
Yeah, it's a community. It's a lifestyle.
It's a small community. It's a big community, but it's a small community.
Sure. Yeah, it's definitely a brotherhood, I think, and that's one of the cool things about it. It's even if it's not huge here, it still has a lot of, you establish relationships that last forever, and you're still friends, I believe, with some of the people you played with in Seattle and. Southern, where you spent the majority of, after the tryouts, where you spent the majority of your time.
Right.
And that, that's pretty fun. Little local celebrity in certain parts of Seattle and Medford. And the team here that you played for, they're long gone. They folded. That fucking NORPAC league itself is, I don't even know if it's around anymore, but.
It kind of turned into a shit show after a while. My first year when I did play in the NORPAC, there was Seattle. I mean, they went to nationals every year. They were legitimately a good team. And then there was Eugene, who was sick. We were young. We were just middle of the pack, but we beat Eugene in the playoffs.
Yeah, I remember that. Sweet.
And we were, I think at one point, I can't remember what rankings website it was or some shit, but they were like 10th in the country and for tier 3, which obviously, they have guys that can play, and it just shows like. Our coach, Jochen, we weren't going to be the best team, but we were going to be in the best shape. And we fucking, I know at the end of the season, that's when it counts. And, they came in a little cocky. We came in like, well, fuck, here we go, And then we played Seattle in the next round, and we beat them at home, which, we played 2 games. I think it was best of 5. Yeah, we played 2 games there and then 1 game here. And, we weren't. I mean, they were so much.
They
better.
were different.
They were just mean. They were big. They were old. They were tough. They were fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Then they had guys that could play.
Right.
They had some kids that went and played some pretty good D3 hockey, and there's definitely some guys that can play in D3. I mean, you might not hear about it, but fuck, they're everywhere.
Yeah. Well, you had a teammate, Kevin Nybert, he went pro in Germany.
Yep.
And, that just...
Good old Nyes.
It's weird, and it's one of those things, again, the whole brotherhood and, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, luckily he had I think he had dual citizenship there, and, he knew somebody, and, but he was a good player. He was kind of one of those guys, I don't think he ever really got a break.
Yeah.
And I think that happens to everybody in a sense. Like, there's definitely guys out there that could be playing, but everything's, like timing,
yeah.
like I said, timing and little lucky. You gotta get a little break.
I think money of one of the main things.
It helps.
Money.
It fucking helps.
Yeah, because you don't, the camps, they're not cheap.
No. And I remember I got an offer to go play for, I think it was like the U16 LA, or I think it was, the U16 LA Kings or Junior Kings, and it was like $16,000. And my dad was like, what the fuck, But those teams, they go, they're flying to the Midwest, and that's how you get scouted. And, being here, it's very, who you get seen by is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Because, you're not going, you're going far, but you're not going very, we're not going to the Midwest when there's, the United States Hockey League, and then there's that North American League, and we have no team close to here. It's either you go to the WHL, which is fucking one of the best junior leagues in the world.
Yeah.
And you either make it or, you get seen by somebody, but it's not that easy. You got right place, right time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And that was another thing, practicing with them for as long as you did when you were living in Portland.
Yeah. Kind
of got fucked over again when they're like, we like you, but we can't take you over a kid we drafted. Yeah. And that, that's kind of a kick in the ass too.
It was actually, I don't know if they drafted him. It was Matt Carruth when he was playing for the Wenatchee Wild. And I played against Carruth the season or 2 seasons before that, because we did some preseason against them. And, he's good. There's no doubt about it. But, his goalie coach, Patrick Waugh, his dad's a lawyer. So the kid has money. He has ways to get in. And I'm just a kid from Portland, Oregon who, my dad's a good goalie coach. Don't get me wrong, but he ain't Patrick Waugh.
Oh, no. Patrick Waugh is probably best goalie in the world, in my opinion.
Yeah. So it's and that's just the cards you're dealt. And, I didn't take it as in, damn, I wish that I had Patrick Waugh as my goalie coach. Well, fuck, anybody would, but not many people get that. And I did what I thought I could, and I honestly thought I did pretty well, but it's, timing. Like I said, that's just that's life. Fuck, that's just everything.
You learn.
But it was definitely a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. It's definitely not something I regret.
No.
But, it's a little bit of everything. I remember, they kind of did fuck me over, but everybody gets fucked over.
Oh, sure.
There was another, I can't remember who it was. It might have been like Prince George or Prince Albert. And they wanted me to go there. And the Winterhawks were like, no, you should stay here. We're going to develop you. You're 16. But I was like 5'8", 140 pounds.
Sure.
Like Carruth, he's a big boy.
Yeah,
6'2".
He's a pretty big guy.
$190. And it's like, well, fuck, can't teach size, eh?
Right.
You can't teach it.
We talked about that last week.
Yeah.
Goalies are big. They're bigger now than they've ever been.
Actually, one of my favorite players on that team, he's like a fucking mountain man now. I know he's from British Columbia, but I'm not, he's like up in the woods all the time. Ian Curtis. And he was 6'6", 220, and the kid was nasty. He was good, but it's just like one of those things. He didn't, I don't know, maybe didn't make the cut. I don't know. He just didn't want to play anymore.
Yeah.
But now he's in a fucking kayak every fucking week, and he's just in the middle of some random ass lake.
Right, right.
Fucking grilling hot dogs on a stick on a goddamn riverbank. But he's happy, and so it just shows. It's just, he'd always give me chew.
Right on.
I was too young to buy it.
Couldn't buy it then. No. Now you gotta be 21. You were 18 back then. You could buy it.
Yeah, I was 16, I think.
Yeah.
Him and I always sat next to each other. A little grizzly wintergreen, and fucking. All right, let's go, boys.
All right, time to practice.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you taking the time to. I know, I knew a bit about the career. I didn't really jump into much detail. growing up just because, I thought I knew it all. But, there's more stories to be told there. But I appreciate you coming on. Yep. While I have you here, we might as well stay on the rest of the show.
Okay.
So,
fuck it.
A couple things. You got your cores there.
Another beer.
Almost gone. No intermissions here. But a couple things I wanted to dive into on the show today. We're going to talk a bit about college football, a bit about the NHL. There was a UFC event last night that I'm going to jump into. And yeah, I got a couple Facebook requests to talk about the Oregon-Auburn game, as well as Josh Gordon being reinstated, which we'll get into. So first we'll talk about college football. There were a list, top 5 recruiting classes got released. Number 1 is Alabama with 3 5-stars and 4 23-stars. Number 2 was Georgia. They had 5 5-stars and 4 15-stars. Or 15 4-stars, I'm sorry. Number 3 was Texas with 2 5-stars and 15 4-stars. Number 4 was Texas A&M with 2 5-stars and 14 4-stars. And then LSU rounded out that with 3 5 and 11 4. So it's kind of the same list of teams that you expect. I'm surprised Clemson isn't on there just because they were the national champions. I think Nick Saban holds that thing, let's go play for Nick Saban because, it's Nick Saban.
Yeah.
I mean, highest paid coach in college football, I believe. So we'll get a bit into, who do you think will be the Heisman? Do you have an idea? I really like Trevor Lawrence from Clemson.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that kid still there? He has that long flow, eh?
Yeah, he's got the long hair.
Yeah.
He's got the long hair.
He's a little bit of a pretty boy, but
looks like
he's
sunshine.
Tough. He's fucking tough, dude. I liked him.
He's huge.
I liked him. Yeah, he's a big boy. He's athletic. I mean, I watch college football. I don't know, obviously, like a bunch, but I mean, Alabama, who wouldn't want to go play there? I mean, fuck. They even have a pretty cool hockey team.
Alabama does?
Yeah, it's a club.
I don't know much about
Alabama's
hockey team.
Yeah, no, they have a pretty good club thing going on.
Do they?
I've seen, yeah. So, I guess they got a little bit of everything, eh?
I guess so.
Definitely a lot of football. I don't know about their basketball or baseball, but fuck.
One of my best friends, actually, his cousin played for their basketball team. It's not as big as football.
No.
I mean, Alabama football is just... It's on another level, man. It's fucking crazy.
Oh, fuck. I can imagine. I'm sure it's like an NFL team. It has to be. I mean...
Yeah.
To be that good for that long...
Right.
There's consistency there, obviously.
Oh, for sure.
They obviously have a program that nobody else can mock.
Except for Clemson.
I mean, yeah, except for Clemson. But I just think consistency-wise...
Yeah, Clemson has a bit of time to...
Yeah, I mean...
Time to wait before they can be considered... Well, I mean, they're really good. I do like
their coach. Whoever,
Dabo?
Yeah.
Dabo?
Sweeney.
Yeah.
He's always a happy guy, but he's a hothead.
Yeah, they're all hotheads.
But I like that. A little passion.
Yeah.
A little tell the refs to fucking figure it out.
They do
pretty good.
I didn't know this until I looked it up. Nick Saban is short.
Dude, he stands next to all those big boys all the time.
He's short. He looked taller than I mean, I looked it up. I don't think he's more than like 5'7".
Oh, shit. I didn't know he was that short.
So, can you imagine you're 6'5", 290, and you got this 5'6" guy grabbing your face mask, and I just fucking flick him.
Right?
So get out of here, guy.
I know, but yeah, he's got to have, I'm sure, when somebody talks to you and you're just like, well, fuck, yeah, I'm going to listen to what he says.
Yeah.
Because he just literally pierced my soul.
He's like a Belichick.
Okay, yeah, it kind of makes you just want to crawl down in the corner and cry.
Yeah. Well, he holds that merit of, I'm Nick Saban.
Yeah, I mean, he can go anywhere and just fucking
I'll
do
ruin
whatever
you.
he wants.
Yeah, I mean, that's how he is.
He's like the president.
To an extent.
Of college football.
To an extent,
He
yes.
do whatever he wants to do.
Yes. But back to, I think Trevor Lawrence and Clemson, I think they're going to go. I think they're going to be right up there in the playoffs. I think if I had, fuck this kid, this Trevor Lawrence guy is a true sophomore.
That's
I
crazy.
mean, he popped in as a true freshman. Said,
didn't
all
know
right,
that.
throw the narrative out the window. I'm going to win the national title.
Nah, that's pretty crazy. I didn't
Isn't
know
it
that.
weird?
I didn't know that. I wonder what he did in high school.
Probably win a lot.
Probably throw the ball to himself.
Probably. Just chuck it up, run there and grab it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Do a
surprised.
little hair flip and put it in a ponytail at the same time.
That's dedication right there, too.
Yeah. I think Georgia, just because they're consistent, they got Jake Fromm, and he's a pretty good quarterback. They'll probably be there. If Oregon's recruits play to their potential, I think Oregon has a chance, especially with Herbert. Alabama, obviously, they got Tua. I don't know how to say his last name, so I'm not even going to try to butcher that. It's interesting, Texas, they might, I don't know, they may make a couple splashes. I can't really predict on that just because they kind of went under the radar for a while. A&M is another team that holds a lot of history. LSU is good. But yeah, man, if I'm picking Heisman, Trevor Lawrence is going to win another national title. I think
So?
I think so. I think they'll play Alabama again. I could see that being until Trevor Lawrence leaves Clemson, which I don't know if he'll leave as a junior, but until he leaves, I don't see anyone in the ACC taking them out. I don't see anyone, I don't know, maybe Alabama can knock them off, but I think that'll just be a repeat national championship until he says, all right, I'm going to go win a couple Super Bowls with the Patriots.
I do want to see Georgia.
Georgia,
cool.
they're grinders.
Good.
They are good.
I think they're just tough. I don't think they're very flashy.
No.
From what I've seen, I think they play more of like a pro style.
Yeah.
They'll just run it down your throat.
Yeah.
Fucking
I like Georgia.
Run you over a little bit. I don't know. I think Georgia. I like
You like Georgia?
I mean, I'm going to go with Oregon just because I'm like,
Sure.
a little.
We'll see.
But I feel like Oregon's pretty flashy, though. And I think when they play those SEC teams,
right.
them boys are eating cornbread and
Yeah.
chili every night, and they're big boys.
They haven't necessarily played up to standard when they have played SEC teams. I remember they played LSU opener, and LSU they're just too strong.
Big.
They're big. When they played Auburn in the national title game with Cam Newton, they're big. They're really big, and one of the things that Oregon's always done that always puzzled me back in the day was they would only recruit fast guys, which is fine. That works out maybe in the Pac-12, but then you run up against the guy that's faster than you and is a lot stronger, and they just didn't have any answers.
No.
So maybe now with Cristobal in there, who's a big guy, maybe he puts a little more emphasis on some strength. And who knows? We'll see how it works out. But, until it happens, like I said, I'm going Clemson. I like him. I like Trevor Lawrence. Tom Brady should just retire, tank for 2 years, 0-16, and then just draft this guy and say, all right, we're running. But yeah, I like Lawrence a lot.
I like Oregon. I think Oregon's going to win it.
You like Oregon? Hey, man.
I like them.
We'll see. With Herbert there, they could. I mean, I don't see why they couldn't. With Justin Herbert, he's a really good quarterback. Homegrown guy. Guy's from Eugene. Or Springfield, I believe. Yeah, homegrown kid.
That doesn't happen a little
often.
hippie, eh?
Yeah, he's a little hippie.
He's tough. He's gritty.
He's gritty.
So
he needs to stay healthy.
But realistically, I think Alabama's going to win it.
All right, we'll see. We will see.
I don't want them to win it.
No.
Because I want, or Clemson, really. I like when it...
I like Clemson.
I know one of them's going to be there.
Right.
But I kind of hope one of them... I don't know. I just don't want to see the same teams win it every fucking year. Like, it's just boring.
Yeah, it does get a little repetitive after a while, but...
Yeah.
I thought last year was crazy.
Yeah.
That wasn't even a game.
No, not at all.
Clemson won, just fucking ran them out of the building.
Yeah.
They're kind of boring.
Shot themselves in the foot, that shows everybody can have bad games, though.
Yeah.
Obviously, that wasn't their best performance.
No.
I mean, fuck. If they play each other, again, if they would play each other again the next day or some shit,
could be a little different.
I think it would have been, obviously, it'd be a lot better game.
Well, yeah.
But, Nick Saban, he's a pretty smart guy, but so is Dabo. So
Dabo.
They're both, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are a couple of bulls just fucking going at it there.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, we'll see. So that's, I like that. I think we'll see. It's going to be a fun season. I'm an NFL guy, but I enjoy the passion that college football players bring just because, they're not getting paid, which they should, but they're not. But they're playing to get to that next level. So they play with a little more, passion. They're not obviously as good, but fuck me, they go.
Yeah.
They go.
College football is I bet going to a college football game is more fun than going to an NFL game, though.
Depends on who you watch.
I just feel like student sections just like shit's just dude, they're getting wild.
I went to an Oregon State game.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it was boring.
Yeah.
I went to a Washington State game back when I was in high school, and it wasn't a ton of fun.
Can you imagine going to like a Virginia Tech game?
See, that kind of shit is fun, though.
What do they do? Like Enter the Sandman or whatever?
Yeah.
That shit is like...
That's fun. That's cool.
That shit makes me want to run through a wall.
Right. Right.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah. And I went to a Patriot game, and that was a lot of fun, too. But, yeah, I think the student section, it's a bit different when they actually go to the school. And hey, I know that guy catching the pass, there for a touchdown. So, yeah, it's a little more passion, I think. But, yeah, I would love to go to, like, an Alabama-Georgia game or, like, a Notre Dame Southern Cal game, something like that.
Yeah. I feel like a Notre Dame student section might not be as rowdy, but I think it was just the... What's the word for it?
Good Catholic boys.
Yeah, but it's just like the fucking, like the history of going to a Notre Dame game.
Right.
They have such a rich history.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite movie, one of them, is Rudy.
Rudy!
And that shit still gives me goosebumps.
Yeah.
And, so that's why I think a Notre Dame game would just be like legendary in that sense. If I wanted to go and party, fuck.
Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think a cool SEC game would be like a Texas game would be a lot of fun.
That'd be a lot of fun. A&M would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Fuck, maybe any game. I'm going to go to
any
Oregon
SEC game.
Well,
Oregon Texas isn't in the SEC, but that'd be fun. Well, A&M's got the 12th man.
Yeah.
Who Seattle stole from.
I've never been to a Seahawks game, though, and I heard those are pretty...
I've heard they get pretty rowdy.
Yeah. I heard they're pretty unforgiving.
Yeah. I've heard the fans aren't so nice to opposing fans, but,
Goddamn
it's okay.
Washingtonians.
Yeah, that's what you get into. But we're gonna switch gears here. Let's jump into something more in your realm, the NHL. St. Louis Blues were the Stanley Cup champions last year. What a run! Jesus Christ!
That's why I love it, though.
A run.
That's why I love it.
Yeah. I honestly, in my first show I did like 5 months ago before I went on a sabbatical, unpaid.
A little vacay.
I thought it was going to be Tampa. Just
Everybody
because
did.
They went on this crazy run where they just would not lose.
I know. I think they finished with the best record.
They did. They lost like
history.
15 games.
And then they lose in the first round.
Right. To an 8 seed.
Yeah. See, that's shit. NHL playoffs. That's why it's like so... Granted, I don't watch every game during the season. When it's playoffs, that's why I like it, though.
Yeah.
Best of 7.
Sure.
The boys are, I think that's why I like the NHL so much. It's just like it's so diverse.
Yeah.
The 8 seed almost... Who was it? I can't remember.
I can't remember off the top of my head. I wrote down the standings, but I realized I wrote them down from last year.
Oh, shit.
and not this past season. So I can't give you any who was the 8th seed because back in the standings I wrote, it was New Jersey. And it...
Yeah,
I don't
definitely not them.
Definitely not them.
They're going to be good, though.
But St. Louis, that run was crazy. But yeah, I think Tampa Bay, it's not like where you can say in the NFL, it's any given Sunday, give them one more shot and they beat them. I mean, they get multiple games to prove themselves. And I think with hockey, there isn't that disparity where, like, in the NFL and the NBA, you know who's really good and you know who's really bad.
Yeah.
Every fucking hockey player is good. Like, you got these fourth liners going against first. They may not be as skilled, but you have them on there for a reason. They're physical. They're, a lot of times they're gritty.
Like St. Louis.
Yeah.
They were just tough. They would. Yeah. If you were a fast team, after a while, you get hit and hit and hit and hit, and you're going to the corner, and you're like, fuck me, I'm about to get fucking creamed here.
Right.
Again, and it's,
and it gets old after 4 games.
Of the series, and there's 4 games left, or however many. You just wear them down. And that was their game, and that's how they won. Yeah. And I do like Bennington a lot. He's pretty nasty. Bennington? He fucking plays with some swag,
He's a rookie, isn't he? Or what? Yeah. He's old, though, right?
No, he's pretty young.
Is he young?
I think he's younger than 30. But he's just kind of cocky. But, and I can't remember which interview it was. I think it was on the first interviews, and it was like, "Are you nervous?" And he's like, "Do I look nervous?" Damn, motherfucker. My bad.
Do I look nervous to you? About to go win a Stanley Cup final.
And every time he'd win a game, he would never like celebrate it that hard. Yeah. I mean, he would just do his regular, tap the post and like, fuck yeah, all right, let's go get another one. Not like, he just won the Stanley Cup in the second round of the playoffs. Like, he just stayed very humble, very even-keeled. And that's what you have to do. You can't get too high, you can't get too low. And then, and then when they won it, he went on a bit of a heater. He was fucking going.
Well, you got to go at that point.
I God damn it. What was it? What did he say when they won the Stanley Cup at that parade? Oh, fuck. It'll come to me. But he was like...
Think about it.
I think he was like, do I look fucking nervous now? Or do I look like I have passion now? Or fuck something, dude.
Something like that.
He was going. He was boozing, all right?
Well, a lot of them do after they win. Yeah. I mean, it's drinking out of the cup, but that, it comes back to in the NHL, I don't care if you're first or eighth. If you play the wrong team,
any given day, any given day.
If you play the wrong team, they can run you out.
Yeah, and that kind of goes with like almost, I'm almost like playing like minor hockey as well.
Yeah.
I know being a team from Oregon, we went and played the the Vancouver Junior Canucks, and they were nasty as fuck. Sure. They were like, I think they were like top 3 best teams in British Columbia. I mean, they had kids like half their team was drafted and then into the dub, and they were just fucking big farm boys. Half of them were like 6'2" and they're 14. Like, what the fuck?
You feeding this kid?
What the fuck are you eating?
Right.
He's bucking hay after every game. And we went in there and we beat him in a shootout. And everyone was like, what the fuck? And that was like, we had to win that game to get onto the playoffs because we lost to a shitty team.
I want a rematch.
A game before.
Yeah.
And it just shows like...
It doesn't matter who you play.
No.
And that's what I like about sports is, perfect example. Kind of hurts me to say it, but New England went undefeated in 2007. Mm-hmm. And then they play the Giants in 2007.
We were at Uncle Tom's house.
Yeah. And they lost. It's that catch. That little helmet catch. And but it comes to show that papers and statistics, they don't always predict it because, you lose in the Super Bowl, you go 18-1. Tampa Bay loses 16 games in one season, and then they drop 4 straight in the playoffs. Just
ran out. But they're gonna come back. They're gonna be good.
They'll probably be pretty good.
Obviously, they're gonna have a little bit of some some bitterness to him. But you never know. St. Louis, they deserved it. Fuck. I mean, they had a crazy season. I think they were in last place halfway through the season.
Yeah, they went on a little run.
They had the worst record in the NHL halfway through the season. And then they go on a bit of a heater. And then playoffs, they just
step it up.
Grabbed their balls and
that's where you make
got
your name.
some heart and just fucking got her done.
Yeah.
And, finally.
Do you have a prediction for MVP? I know you're a Crosby guy.
No.
I
do. I'm a Fleury guy. I like Pittsburgh because of Fleury. Crosby, to me, is the most well-rounded hockey player. He backchecks. He plays defense. He goes into the corner. Ovechkin, yeah. Obviously, he's nasty. He scores goals.
Yeah.
But I think, like, assist-wise, Crosby, he's just so smart. He's so good at everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Ovechkin's, like, necessarily going to be on the PK. I'm not like Crosby's going to either, but defense-wise, Crosby's just...
Yeah.
He's always there. He's just so well-rounded.
And you know that stuff better than I do just because I played one season of Squirts. Frozen Roast champions, baby.
Fucking
one
right.
goal. But you know that stuff better than I do. I really like, maybe not so much the defensive side, but I really like Connor McDavid.
Obviously, he's fucking... I think he's the best player in hockey. But, I don't know. Crosby, man, he's done it for so long.
Yeah.
You know what you're going to get.
Consistent.
He doesn't have to get a goal every game, but he's damn well going to have chances, and he's going to get apples.
Yeah.
I mean, him and Gino.
Malkin is another good guy.
He is. I think he's, like, underrated. Maybe not. Maybe people
Because it
do
depends
think
on
he's
who
that
you
good.
ask. Maybe not outside of Pittsburgh.
But from what I've heard, just from other sports podcasts I listen to, shout out Spin Chicklets. I forgot who they were interviewing, but he legitimately said if I had to pick one player on my team for one game, it'd be Malkin.
Really?
Like, he's just so talented. Sidney Crosby has to work hard to be good.
Yeah.
I just heard that from what they've said, Malkin just shows
got
up.
it.
And he doesn't. He's like, give me stick.
Russian.
And
Russian
dude,
accent.
yeah, he showed up to training camp with no gear. He left all his gear in Russia, and then they just gave him, new skates,
Random
new
stuff.
gloves, new whatever. And breaking in new gear is one of the worst things in the world. And he just goes out and just
Does it.
bar down, and and he's a big guy. He's big.
Yeah, he's pretty tall.
Yeah, he's like thick.
Yeah. Another guy I really like is Nathan McKinnon.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's really good. I really actually I wanted Colorado to take it all. I thought they were clicking at the right time between him and Landeskog, and then they brought up that defenseman. I think his name's Cale Markar, I believe.
Something like that.
He ended up jumping in the middle of the playoffs from college after their season was over, and he first came in. He scored a goal.
Yeah, that kid's...
I like Colorado.
Going to be so good.
So do you have an MVP?
I think he's going to be like a little Erik Karlsson. That's what I see.
I could see that.
You can tell, dude. He's just
big
he
offensive
skates
defenseman.
so fast, so smooth.
Yeah.
He just makes it look like it's a little Sunday stroll.
Sure. Do you have a pick, an MVP, before we move on to the next topic?
MVP. Who do you got?
Who do I got? Okay, we're switching rules here.
I'm trying to think.
I think if they actually have a good season in terms of the team, I think Connor McDavid could do it.
Right. They have to have a good season.
If Edmonton plays well as a unit, I think he could do it. If Colorado plays well, again, I like McKinnon. Ovechkin, I think, is always there just because the guy gives you 40 to 45 goals a year.
Yeah, he's just...
But if I had to run with it, just throwing it out there, I'm going McDavid.
I would say McKinnon or Crosby. I know Crosby's kind of getting old, though. Not old, but I think, like I said, I think McDavid or McKinnon, just because they're they're so good. I think Crosby's like a team guy, too. He's
Yeah.
And that's why...
he's the C,
if I had
baby.
to pick one guy on my team for somebody, it would be Crosby just because he does everything.
Yeah, Crosby works. He works at it.
Yeah, his videos that I've seen of him working out and skate. That's just, he's crazy. He's like a scientist for hockey.
We'll see. All right, so we got a couple more things. I know you're not a big Ultimate Fighter guy, UFC guy. I didn't watch it last night just because I was doing something else. But
what were you doing?
I was playing UFC, actually. And then I went to my girlfriend's, hung out with her, watched a movie.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Good guy, eh?
Yeah. But UFC last night, a couple things. Nate Diaz, 3-year timeout, came back, beat Anthony Pettis.
He's a savage.
Dude, he's
from
crazy.
What I've seen.
He's
like
nuts.
I didn't watch it either.
I would never mess with that guy.
What did he say? He said I didn't come back because everybody fucking sucked.
He said everybody sucked, and I didn't want to come back because everybody sucked. And then he was talking about how he's like a gangster, and the division, the guy he called out isn't a West Coast gangster. He
pretty much just teabagged the entire UFC. He
has
pretty much just said, "Suck my fucking balls."
Dude, the Diaz brothers though, they're like that.
I think you gotta be.
It's not a show for them. Those guys are legitimately. That's how they are. I mean, the guy did an open workout with a joint. A joint or a blunt, I forgot. He was smoking.
I like him even more now.
He was smoking during his open workout, and Dana White's like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah,
but that guy won.
But respect.
Stipe got back his heavyweight title, knocked out Cormier in the 4th round, which I kind of saw coming. Cormier, I just don't like that guy. And when he went up against Stipe, the first time it was a pretty good scrap there. I thought Stipe was going to win the second one just because I thought his striking would take over, and it did. So Stipe got the heavyweight title back. I don't know what's next for Cormier. But yeah, that's pretty much the two big ones. Two big UFC fights. The Diaz man came back, called out literally everyone in that division, and Stipe got his title back. So life is good there in the UFC. I'm a John Jones guy. I don't know when he's going to fight next, but I'm a John Jones guy.
I did like Anderson Silva.
The Silva was good in his prime. That guy was crazy.
That kid was, I don't want to say kid, that guy.
Yeah. He'd beat you with his eyes closed.
How much did you have to get paid to take one of his kicks to your face?
Like prime Silva or
yeah, like
now
he's
Silva?
Fucking,
like 06, 07 Silva?
Like he's like, you're in a ring and he's going to fucking dummy you in the face.
Do I get to like defend myself at all?
I don't think it would help anything.
Probably not.
If you did.
I have a big head.
So go ahead. But just you have to put your hands behind your back.
A free
and you have to let him just
kick.
Right? Sweet chin music right in the jaw.
Man. I need at least
I'd say $1 million.
Yeah. At least one or 2 mil.
I'll take $1 million.
Because that's gonna give you a concussion.
And he's gotta pay my medical bills.
You gotta pay your medical bills.
And then if I'm drooling on myself, he has to take care of me the rest of my life.
Because he
sign a waiver, motherfucker.
He'll kill. Yeah, fuck that guy. I seen him fight. What was that guy's name? I can't think of his name right now. But they were fighting, and Silva just front kicked him and just killed him.
What if that hurts his feet?
I don't know. And I feel like you get used to it at that point. I can't think of the guy's name. I have it on the tip of my tongue. But Silva just dummied him right in the face. Just a little quick front kick. I remember he was fighting Forrest Griffin. And Griffin was swinging, man. Haymaker. Silva was ducking in and out. And he just held his fist out. And Forrest Griffin walked into it and knocked himself out. Just gave him a little, here's a fist. So yeah, $1 mil, 1 or 2 mil to get kicked right in the face by Silva. But
I'll take $1 million.
Yeah. I'd have
$1
to do
million across the board.
That. So another thing I wanted to talk about. These were the Facebook requests. I put a little, what do you guys want me to talk about on my Facebook? And 2 people responded. One of them was talk about the Ducks and Auburn game, which is on August 31st. And these predictions I have actually have Oregon winning 35-30, 34-28, and 24-14.
All Oregon?
All Oregon.
Fuck yeah.
Jared Stidham's gone. He left Auburn, went to the NFL. He got drafted by New England. You have a couple freshmen for Auburn, Joey Gatewood and Bo Nix. They've emerged to be the starter for Auburn. They went 8-5 last year. Auburn did. Only 3 wins were against SEC teams, but they did beat Purdue 63-14 the Music City Bowl.
Close game.
So they have 14 returning starters. Oregon has they have a crazy recruiting class.
I was going to say, don't they have a...
I don't have the stats on it or the people, but I know Oregon has a lot of returning people. I think Herbert himself returning is big. I think this is one of those games where even though Oregon made some defensive moves to bring in some talent, I still think it's going to be one of those high-scoring games. I think there's, rough patches through everything here. So Herbert is my guy, though. Oregon has a pretty good secondary, but it's the beginning of the year, first game. It's a neutral site. I can see plays being made. Auburn's defensive line is scary, so I think they could make some noise. But yeah, I'm running with Oregon here. I think Oregon is gonna win. I'm going to say 37-31. Ducks.
High scoring game.
Yeah, I think it'll be a fun one. I think it'll be fun. I think, 37-31. That's what I'm rolling with.
Aren't all their games pretty high scoring?
Or, yeah.
I don't think they're like...
They used to score like 45.
10-7.
No. They usually don't win those close games.
No. I don't... That's... When they're fast, athletic.
They are fast.
That's you make plays.
They are fast. So yeah, I like Oregon. Who do you like?
I like the Ducks.
You like the Ducks?
I do. I have no reason to like Auburn.
What's wrong with Auburn?
You're gonna be in Alabama. Don't want to be in Auburn.
Yeah.
But no, I like the Ducks. I just think they've had obviously a couple rough seasons, but everyone's gonna have them. And I think, they were just trying to find their identity again. And I think they have. I think Mario Cristobal obviously came in and made a big impact.
Yeah.
I like Herbert a lot. He's tough.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be flashy. He can be.
If he needs to.
I love watching him throw the ball. I mean,
he has a good throw. He has a good arm.
It's pretty it's just he makes it look really.
He has a really good arm.
Fucking easy.
Yeah. I think what happened to them was Chip Kelly recruited everybody. And then he jumped ship to the NFL, went to Philadelphia.
Nobody else was recruited.
And then Helfrich came in, and that guy fucking sucked.
Yeah, I did not like him.
He was not a good coach. He was good his first year, but he was running off the, Chip Kelly's recruits. And then when they all left, Helfrich just, he was not very good. And then Taggart came in, and they kind of turned things around. And then Taggart left.
Yeah, he just left out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's for the best. I think Cristobal. He's an Alabama guy. He he coached at Alabama for a while. I think he'll make some noise. But yeah, I like Oregon in that season opener against Auburn. I think it'll be a good game. I won't be surprised if Auburn wins, but I think Oregon will do it just because the experience there with Herbert. So. Yeah,
that goes a long ways. Experience.
4 years. He's a 4-year guy.
It really does. And you know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
I think Chris Ball is going to make him tougher. Obviously, he was in the SEC, and he knows what it takes to win.
He played with The Rock, too, in Miami.
That's amazing. I wonder if you gave him the people's elbow.
I don't think he had that move yet.
I don't know. The Rock's he's a stud now.
Yeah.
Seen pictures of him now?
He's been a stud for a while. I've seen. I watched that Baller show on HBO every summer, man.
I guess he's always been a stud, but now he's all yoked. He was the sexiest man alive or something like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Right behind me.
I'll give him a run for his money. I'll still take Stone Cold.
Stone Cold?
Hell yeah.
They're both bold.
He's the best wrestler.
I'm a Kane guy.
I know. I was an Undertaker guy for a while.
I really liked Kane.
But, Stone Cold smashed those Coors Light.
Yep. He has his own beer, actually, now. Stone Cold Broken Skull IPA.
Hell yeah.
It's not.
Hell yeah.
That is, yeah. I need to try it. It's not an Oregon, but I'm going to have to try it.
I'll find it.
You do that and give me some. Another thing, jumping gears here, I got a request was to talk about Josh Gordon being reinstated by the NFL. Kind of going over his list of suspensions. In 2012, his rookie year, he played 16 games. Only time he's ever played 16 games. 13, he was suspended for 2 games. 2014, he was suspended. He was suspended for the entire year, but it got reduced to 10 games. 2015, he was suspended for the entire year.
What did he do?
He's had an issue with marijuana and alcohol abuse.
God damn. Guys just...
Which I'll be on the record to say right now, I believe that when you're playing a sport that involves physical contact, I don't think marijuana should be something you get in trouble for. I think it's a rehab thing.
Alcohol is worse for you.
Alcohol is significantly worse for you than marijuana.
Obviously, I'm drinking a beer, but...
Yeah.
You know.
So 2016, he applied for reinstatement. That got denied. 2017, he applied for reinstatement again, and it was initially denied. And then he reapplied in the fall, and he was granted conditional eligibility. And then in 2018, he missed the start of training camp to focus on his recovery. He was playing with New England last season, voluntarily stepped away. Later was revealed that he failed a test. Just got reinstated again. I'm hoping for his sake that he can stay. Again, I don't think marijuana should be an issue in the rehabilitation aspect of things. I really don't. I mean, it's legalized here. I don't think it has many side effects, if any.
No.
But I think for him, if you really look into his life growing up, there's a big story about it. I mean, he was abusing drugs and alcohol by the time I think he was 7, marijuana at least, by 7 or 8. So it's not just something he can just pick up and drop. But I'm hoping for him, he has the right people around him. I'm hoping that he can stay sober for his sake so he doesn't get suspended again, because when he's healthy, he's a really good player. I'm hoping he can stay healthy. I'm hoping he can continue to, like I said, stay sober for his sake and play, because he can play week 1, because he was granted eligibility a couple days ago. So if he can play week 1, I'm hoping he stays on the course and plays all 16 games and hopefully, puts this chapter behind him. I'm hoping eventually the NFL kind of pulls their head out of their ass and says, all right, we're going to allow our players, to smoke, weed throughout the season. Maybe not in a massive amount of quantity, but to the point where, it's a healing factor. So we'll see. I hate Roger Goodell, and
fuck Roger Goodell.
I don't know if he'll ever come to that sense of, maybe we should consider making it legal, but we'll see. But I hope, like I said, I hope he stays on the track. I hope he plays 16 games this year. I hope that we don't have to, unfortunately, run down this path again, because if we do, I don't know what the chances of him being reinstated or even playing again if he were to be reinstated, just because of the headache. So that's my thoughts.
I agree. It's obviously unfortunate, but he realized he had a problem, but it's the NFL too. I don't think he's a professional athlete,
right?
I can go smoke weed if I want to, but I just heard CBD, and there's so many crazy things out there.
Yeah,
that people are just kind of stuck in their own way, and they don't want to, they don't want progress with it, because I really don't know why. Obviously it's not affecting. I don't think it was affecting his play. I mean, maybe the booze. You don't want him boozing all the time, but
right.
I kind of doubt it was the booze, but I bet it was more the weed, because you're not gonna fucking drug test him for alcohol.
Right. He used to play, I think, at Baylor. He used to play high.
Fuck, he's doing pretty good, so keep on token. No, but I hope he gets better, and I just hope it all works out.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I hope they all just kind of find an agreement, or
I hope so too. He is subject to random drug tests, which I get. So hopefully that time comes when they randomly drug test him and he passes all the mandatory and random tests and gets it going. You got the best quarterback in the world throwing you a football. Just stay sober for 9 months.
If you ever need any pee, just give me a call. I'll be more than willing to help you out.
Yes. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up. Episode 3. Sean, I appreciate you being on here with me.
Thank you.
As always, folks, go ahead and listen, subscribe, enjoy, comment. Tell me if I'm doing good. Tell me if I'm doing bad, what I can improve on. And we will be back here with another show shortly. So take care.